They've been laughed at, overlooked, and stuck in chaos for years. But now, the Las Vegas Raiders are building something dangerous. And this offseason, it might be the turning point fans have been waiting for. Let's talk about it. The Raiders made a bold move on offense by trading for quarterback Geno Smith, a veteran leader who brings fire and experience. On defense, they brought in Jeremy Chinn, a hard-hitting safety built perfectly for that Cam Chancellor-style role, replacing the departing Trevon Moehrig. And that's not all. They added corner Eric Stokes, who fits like a glove in their press-bail coverage system. Darnay Holmes stays in the slot, holding down that role with Nate Hobbs, who had a strong season last year. At linebacker, they went all in, signing Elandon Roberts, Jermaine Pratt, and Devin White, a trio built to shut down anything across the middle. On the defensive line, they retained Adam Butler and pass rusher Malcolm Kuntz, keeping some consistency up front. In the draft, they picked up Ashton Jeanty, a strong, explosive running back, along with Dante Thornton at receiver and Darian Porter at corner. Before we get to more breaking Raiders updates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the latest Raiders news the moment it drops. Let's keep going. Now, here's a name that's resurfaced: Amari Cooper. Yes, that Amari Cooper. The Pro Bowl wideout the Raiders once gave up for a draft pick that turned into Jonathan Abram. Cooper was electric with Derek Carr and later found success in Dallas and Cleveland. Last year, he landed in Buffalo but struggled due to injury. When healthy, his route running is still elite. So here's the real question. Should the Raiders try to bring Cooper back or stick with what they've built? Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and the talented rookie Thornton? With a new identity forming under this front office and moves that finally feel smart and strategic, the Raiders might just be on the path to relevance again. There's one thing separating good teams from great ones: the battle in the trenches. And for the Las Vegas Raiders, that battle just got real. Let's start with the offensive line, specifically at guard. Some critics were skeptical about signing Alex Kappa, but when healthy, the guy is a rock. His time in Tampa Bay proved he's more than capable, and now he's got a chance to prove it in silver and black. But if Kappa doesn't deliver, the Raiders planned for that too. They drafted Caleb Rogers in the 3rd round, a powerful, athletic lineman ready to compete. The real puzzle lies on the left side. Is Thayer Munford Jr. the answer at left guard? He was once an All-American at Ohio State, but that was years ago, and he's only played tackle in the pros. If Munford doesn't fit, then what about Dylan Parham? Can he step up, or should the Raiders consider a veteran free agent? Here's a name fans are whispering about: Brandon Scherff. A 2-time All-Pro and 3-time Pro Bowler, Scherff remains unsigned. His run blocking dipped a bit last season, but his pass protection stayed solid. And under this new coaching regime, it's not hard to imagine him getting back to form. Yes, he's played right guard most of his career, but let's be real. If you've dominated one side of the line, you can adjust to the other. So, is Scherff worth the call? Cornerback was another early concern this offseason. The Raiders did act, adding names in free agency and the draft, but for some fans, it still doesn't feel like enough. There were whispers about Jalen Ramsey. Yes, that Jalen Ramsey. The shutdown corner many thought would end up in Vegas. But the buzz died down fast, likely because the Dolphins' asking price was sky high, and the Raiders weren't going to overpay. Still, it leaves a lingering question. Did they do enough at corner, or is there another surprise move coming? The Raiders have made bold moves this offseason, but there's still one big question on everyone's mind. Should they chase one more superstar, or trust what they've built? Let's talk about cornerbacks. There was a brief buzz about Jair Alexander, but truth be told, he doesn't fit what Coach Pete Carroll looks for. Alexander's a great cover guy, quick, instinctive, but Carroll wants long arms, physicality, and size. Alexander simply doesn't check those boxes. Then there's Rasul Douglas, who does have the frame, but his last season, rough, really rough. That kind of inconsistency doesn't exactly scream worth the paycheck. And Asante Samuel Jr., no chance. He's undersized, and Carroll has never built his secondary around smaller corners. It's just not his style. Which leaves us with the likely path forward: roll with the guys they already have. Eric Stokes is healthy and hungry. Darian Porter, the rookie, has been making waves. If those two continue to flash in camp, the Raiders might just pass on the big-name corners still floating in free agency. Fresh and different, not just a rewording of original. Now, some fans still wonder, should this team go all in on a final splash move? Amari Cooper remains a tempting thought. The Raiders showed interest earlier this year, and he's still one of the sharpest route runners in the league. But with Dante Thornton, a lightning-fast rookie, already turning heads, maybe they don't need to look back. Maybe the future is already on the roster. On the offensive line, the debate continues. Alex Kappa and Caleb Rogers seem set for the right side. But on the left, should it be Thayer Munford, a natural tackle being shifted inside? Or should the Raiders call up Brandon Scherff, the veteran guard with all-pro credentials, and make one final upgrade? And lastly, what about cornerback again? With Porter performing beyond expectations, did the Raiders quietly exit the Jalen Ramsey sweepstakes? Or is there still a surprise move coming? One thing's for sure, this Raiders roster is deeper, tougher, and far more complete than it's been in years. But in the NFL, playing it safe rarely leads to greatness. So, will they stand pat or strike one last time?